We've published some deluxe versions of games over the past year or so. What exactly do we mean by deluxe? The Peg Pastime series of historical games from around the world includes mostly our small box games, the 4x4-inch pegboards. They're small, compact, and convenient, sit on a shelf very nicely, they pack well, they're great for a family outing or a picnic, that type of thing. Some of these games are adapted from their original configurations to this small 4x4 format. They're kind of crowded in there. Some of them are simplified, some of them are reshaped so that they'll fit on that 4x4. They are Peg Pastimes, and that's what we're all about. Now, some of these historical games that we wanted to publish just don't fit on the 4x4. So we came up with the 5.5 by 5.5 square board and the rectangular 8.5 by 4-inch board. So in October of 2022, when we introduced the Egyptian series of games, they were all on these larger boards. That was kind of the premiere. And then some months later, in July of 2023, we came out with another set of deluxe boards, and we began to print in full color. And that's really when we came to be using the word deluxe to describe some of these. A couple of them were games that we'd already published in the smaller format, and so now they were larger, and so they were deluxe. Bog Jaw was one of our first candidates for the deluxe treatment. This is the original. It's not so much that it didn't fit on the smaller board, but the fact that it was a very popular game, and we could now make a full color board here and a little bit more comfortable to play on. So that one worked out very well. The same thing occurred with Konane. It was a very popular game, but it was reduced down to fit on the 4x4 board. So we published Konane Master, which is a larger game closer to the standard board that's used in Hawaii to play the game, particularly for tournament play. People seem to appreciate the travel version of the royal game of but we wanted to produce one that was more faithful to the original. So that's when we came out with the deluxe version of with a full color board. And it's actually a lot closer to the original archaeological finds from 5,000 years ago. Two other games that were released at the same time in that larger format were Tablut and Assalto. These we never did publish in the small 4x4 version, but they've worked really great in this deluxe size. Well, then we were very privileged to be able to publish a version of Stephen Meyer's Box Off, and we came right out of the gate with 3 versions of that. The standard peg size, which really was the deluxe size, a travel version in a smaller 4x4 format, and the gem version, which is very deluxe, with our flexible game board and glass gems, which is a very nice looking set. So then we looked in our catalog and tried to identify what other games really deserved the deluxe treatment. And so of the 5 games and 2 add-on games that are offered in our Kickstarter number 11, 4 of those are deluxe treatments of earlier published games that were in the smaller format. Our original version of Saku was pretty well received, but it was really challenging to get it down to that 4x4 format for this travel version. And so we decided it really deserved to have a deluxe version. And so this is a lot more faithful to the original game as played by the Sami people in the north part of Scandinavia. Playing this new version of Saku is much more faithful to the original game. Under similar circumstances, we produced Fanarandimi. Fanarandimi is the little brother, you might say, to Fanarona. Fanarona is very well known. This is a smaller version played by children in Madagascar. And we wanted to produce the full-size Fanarona, the more popular version of the game, which is called Fanarona Tsivi. And again, it definitely deserved a deluxe treatment. One of my favorites in the Peg Pastimes line is Brandoof. This little Irish game we produced back in 2020 as part of our very first Kickstarter. And again, it deserved to be treated in a deluxe version, so that's when we came out with this new larger one. This is a prototype package. I think the final one's going to be slightly different, but it is a deluxe treatment for sure with a full color board and a larger playing field That makes the game a lot more enjoyable, I think. And another very popular game in our line was La Troncoli. This Kickstarter campaign gave us a chance to add on the new deluxe version of La Troncoli, which gives it not only a larger board as in terms of the physical size, but there's more holes on there, so again, it's more faithful to the original archaeological finds, and you can play the larger, full-sized La Troncoli game on this board. And so that's what we mean by deluxe. It's a larger board, they're full-color boards, you've got more game there to play, more faithful to the originals in most cases, and I think they provide a more satisfying gamer experience. We do have a few more games on our list that we want to deluxify in the future, and other games that we want to produce that don't fit on the smaller board. So watch for more of those deluxe treatments in the future. And if you have any suggestions, be sure to let us know in the comments. Appreciate your time here. I hope I explained pretty well what we meant by deluxe. Once this current Kickstarter campaign is over, when we can get some of these newer versions produced, then we'll let you know through our newsletter what's coming next. And keep watch here on YouTube. Check out Facebook, of course, and Instagram. And we'll keep in touch and let you know what's coming down the pipe. And so if you play one of our deluxe versions, or you play one of the original travel versions, or you play anything else, just be sure to play every day.